Hi, my name is Isabella Palestrini, and as my name shows, I come from a family with a deep history in Italy. My family history is what first inspired me to want to study in Florence, Italy, and after further developing this dream over the years, I'm super excited to have the opportunity to grow myself professionally, academically, and personally at Lorenzo de' Medici. My family background leads me to my first element of culture: history, traditions, and customs. If I had to think of one thing that was passed down throughout my family to myself, it would be the idea engraved in my head that family and community are the most important things in life. My grandpa was born in Lucca, Italy, and at about 4 years old, he immigrated to America in hopes to escape the unrest in Italy during the beginning of World War II. Over his whole life, he worked extremely hard every day in hopes to fulfill his dream of becoming a doctor. Despite this dream, abruptly he chose to leave school in order to help his mother and his siblings due to the passing of his father. When I think of Italy and their culture and customs, I think of my grandpa and his great selflessness. Italians are known to be family-oriented and to really find happiness in community and being with others. And as I've grown, I feel like the American career and goal-oriented lifestyle has sometimes taken me away from these roots of selflessness and sacrifice. And therefore, I really want to study abroad in Florence in order to learn more about this community where my grandpa came from, to learn more about my family and what makes me me. And growing up, I had a lot of Italian traditions, like huge family parties with lots of food, making pizzelle cookies with my grandma, and going to church every Sunday. And these traditions have really inspired me to go to Italy and to learn about more traditions and learn about more customs that can help me grow as a student and as a person. Having family in Italy, I've learned a lot about the great works of my ancestors, one being Enrico Palestrini, who was an Italian historic painter who actually went to school in Florence, and I've always been interested in learning more about his work and what inspired him, which leads me to my second element of culture, arts and literature, which is part of the reason I want to study at Lorenzo de' Medici. I've always known I come from an artistic background. My dad used to call me and my siblings Renaissance men and women because together we had so many different interests and talents. I love to create music, play piano, read and write, and although I am not a painter or artist myself, my siblings have great talent in it. So I've always been exposed to the arts, and I do feel like America doesn't always encourage arts and literature. It's more sports, and sometimes this causes me to lose inspiration and not get motivated to practice my hobbies in the arts. And Florence does mean flourishing or flowering, and I think that is exactly what it will do for my creative side and help me learn more expressiveness and open-mindedness that will help me grow personally, but also for my career in marketing. With this background I shared with you, it does shape my current perspectives and how my abroad experience may go. Visibly, I'm a young white female who does not speak Italian, and oftentimes here, being young and still figuring out life, I try to be optimistic and curious, which can be perceived as naive, which I think will be enhanced when I'm in a country where I do not speak the language. And what people don't see is that I come from a large Italian Catholic family with 5 older siblings and a lot of extended family, which has really helped me grow my empathy and understanding for the world at a young age and has made me more confident in wanting to connect with people. And also growing up with the Catholic faith, I always strive to love others and to do good in the world. And sometimes I feel like throughout life, faith can sometimes be a weird topic or judged. So I try not to talk about it a lot, but I feel like being in a country where there's so much history around it, I will really get to explore my faith more. Overall, there is so much culture that has inspired me to study at Lorenzo de' Medici, and I'm so excited to gain new perspectives for my academics, learn more about my family, and experience new things. So in closing, as the great cook he was, my grandpa, he used to always say that any and all of the leftovers in the fridge could come together to make a great soup, even if they didn't seem like they would go together. And somehow he was always right and it was delicious. So I really want to live by this motto for my abroad experience. No matter what experiences life gives us, good or bad, they will all come together in the end to make a beautiful story. Thank you so much for listening.